in a good economy, women have about 2% access to capital, a venture capital that's being given out compared to a non-diverse team. So can you imagine what will happen in post-COVID era? So let me give you some examples give you some numbers and why it's so critical that women have that equal access to capital and continue to scale their businesses. One of the things that we found was that of all the companies that we surveyed, 1/3 have had to report having to furlough employees, and more than half have said that they cannot get the access to capital they need and have had to close their businesses. In the U.S. alone, women control nearly 20 trillion in assets, which is roughly 60% of personal wealth. Okay, but really, what this comes into is we cannot afford to have an economy that does not include businesses by diverse founders, especially our minority communities and especially women, because it's not good for the economy. It's the economic sense to do it. It's the right thing to do. And there's also the inclusive economy, without which we cannot have a full economic recovery. In World War II, women were personified by Rosie the Riveter, and we were out in manufacturing in plants, and we were putting out supplies. And then when that was done, we were forgotten. In the Great Recession, in the most recent recession, women held more jobs than men did. And yet since then, in the last 10 years or 10 plus years, women still only get 2% of access to capital.